Alright. Welcome to another episode of Get Geared Livonia Edition. Today, it looks like we got ourselves a Brena Spawn. You can tell based on the little soccer stadium bleachers here with the carnival. You see the Ferris wheel and the merry-go-rounds and the trailers and everything. This open field with the power lines and, you know, just playing so much Livonia, I know the look of this field. I know that this road goes down to Columberty. It's a big open field with the road that goes Riverside on the right hand side to get to Columberty. I just recognize this field immediately as soon as I spawn in, but you'll get to that point eventually. To get started, if you want to recognize where you're at, look for the soccer stadium. Getting a spawn in this field is very nice because you can see that right away. Big bright Ferris wheel and, you know, circus tent designs, whatever, and you can know right away that you're in Brena. And Brena's a decent spawn. Now with these Ferris wheels and stuff here, you can get easy access to hunting gear right off the rip. They in 1.19 added a, look at that hunter jacket. I mean, what is this, Winter Trinaris? But we'll take it for the insulation, the slots for now. So you get access to hunting gear early on. Fireworks, hey. Looks like a good fireworks session. Maybe we'll fucking do that to celebrate our successful loot run. But yeah, so they added this. There's a new medical building that's just down the street here, so Brena now has access to medical, hunting, and police loot on top of some military stuff as well. Oh shit. Hello? Hi. No, we'll just let him be. We'll continue on our way for the sake of the video. Unless he keeps following us, then we're gonna have to take care of him. Oh, shit. Don't you think about it. But yeah, Brena's a pretty decent spawn area. You get all the basics. There's, you know, an easy access to military, hunting, and medical loot. Let's actually just craft this knife real quick. So if you combine two small stones, or you can even take a small stone to like a bigger rock on the ground and create a stone knife that way. So if you find stones and stuff, it's a really nice, easy way to get a knife right off the bat, which they can be kind of hard to find in this update. So. Yeah, it's nice to get that early on. Something to, you know, cut rags up with if you want to make some silent slippers, rag shoes, whatever. Or if you want to simply just... Sorry, that guy's distracting me. Simply just open food, you know, hunt an animal and cut it up. A stone knife right off the bat can really be a big push forward in the right direction early life. There's I'm sure a lot of you die early on because you can't figure out how to open your cans, and it's because you need a knife, you need something to open it with, right? So having a knife to open your cans and not starve to death is kind of important. Believe it or not. But usually if I'm getting a Brena spawn, I like to come in. It's a little different now because I'm still not used to new Brena, you know, with the medical and the hunting area, the hunting spawns. So I'm kind of learning as we go here with you guys, right alongside you. Maybe some Tetra because we're still early game and we don't have our vitals filled quite yet. A lot of people still, ever since I started making guide content, I get comments all the time involving illness. Guess we'll take these. I might as well take these then. And honestly, especially on Livonia, because food and water and, you know, getting your vitals up early on can be very difficult. I understand. Livonia is not an easy map, especially as a beginner. That's why I always recommend playing official Trinaris when you start. And once you learn how to survive, then you can move on to Livonia, and then from there you can maybe try and confront some of the more modded and more difficult maps. But Livonia is not easy by any means. On here, you're gonna maybe find some food early on, like I am. I'm getting really lucky with some food spawns here. Box of cereal is nice. Very nice. But for the most part, you're gonna have to do a lot of fishing and hunting later game because, you know, the spawn river. If you look at a map of Livonia, you can see that the spawn river to the north, there's a lot of, you know, riverside towns and villages that go alongside it, but once you start heading south, things are a lot more spread apart. There's not as much access to high loot yielding towns, cities, and villages. So you have to really rely on your survival skills and your instincts and your DayZ, your DayZ game knowledge. You really have to rely on that to get by. And that can be a challenge to some, especially if you're just starting the game or if you're just starting to tackle Livonia a little bit. So knowing how to fish, knowing how to hunt, you know, hunting's pretty self-explanatory. You need a gun, a rifle of some kind that's gonna one-shot kill an animal. You can't really go hunting, deer hunting, for example, with an M-lock, right, or an IJ. You need something with a little bit more kick to it. A repeater, I think, will probably get the job done. A BK for sure. Any sort of hunting rifle. You just, go out, hunt, shoot the thing, cut the thing up, eat it. And then you can also repurpose the bones and the entrails to go fishing. If you combine a blade to the guts, then you'll make a rope. And then if you also combine the bones to a blade, you can also make a bone hook. And the bone hook has actually been buffed in the recent patch, so they used to give you 2 uses, and now I think they give you 7 to 8 uses. So you can just make a couple bone hooks from the animal you kill, like 2 or 3 maybe, and you'll be set for a long time. And you just carry the bone hooks and the rope, and you can combine the rope with a long stick at any point to make an improvised fishing rod. And just dig up some worms with your blade, and you'll be good. It's probably the best way to survive, fishing. Fishing's the best way to survive on almost any map, especially when survival is... Oh, we got a fire over there. When survival is the key priority. If you're playing on a PvP server, then maybe you're not so worried about survival, but any other vanilla or even PvE type server, oh shit, you might be worried about food and water. And water can be easy. You can boil water with a cooking pot, or if you're lucky here and get a Brena Spawn, you got 2 wells full of water. So you spawn here, there's a well over here, just next to the... Actually, both wells are next to the church. This one's right side of the entranceway. You gotta be careful here. And then the other one, just on the left side, you can see it right here, right in front of us. You don't need to take a sip, but it's nice because then you can loot around both sides of the town and always have access to water very easily. We're gonna go up here to the police station. So if you go past this side well, you'll see there's a police station right there through the tree. We're gonna kill these zombies. We're gonna try and get here before Mr. Fireplace Man beats us to it. I don't want him getting all our PD loot now, do we? Now, if you watched my last episode, I kind of talked about how... Look at that. That's on the zombie. How in Livonia, I feel like police loot is much more a push. Press vests spawn a lot more commonly. I tend to find the new SSG rifle to be much more common on Livonia. Press vests especially, very easy to find on Livonia. So looting any PD in any town is probably a good investment of your time. I mean, even if you don't find anything, right? We know how DayZ works. You're not going to find something every single time you play. Or every single time you loot, one particular type of building. Like right now, this looks pretty looted. I'm starting to think maybe Fireplace Man already looted here. I'm going to take this jacket, because whatever. But yeah. Oh, I think I kind of grazed over this. We were talking about medicine and how people always ask me about illnesses. Sorry, I kind of grazed over it. I did talk about how you need to fill your vitals. Fishing and hunting is a really good way to do so. You'll get really a lot of caloric value from animals that you fish. Fishing is probably the most efficient and the easiest way to stack up your caloric intake. And then wells are obviously easy water. But also, just a quick overview and explanation of medicine and stuff. So tetra, when you get too cold, or when your vitals are low, you're more prone to illness. So let's say you spawn in, you get the default yellow water and yellow hunger. What that means is you are more susceptible to being ill, to falling ill. And the most common type of illness, obviously, just kind of like in real life, is like a common cold, right? So if you have, low blood, your temperature's in the light blue or the dark blue. If your food and water are low, your blood and health are low, you're going to be more likely to become ill. And most of the time, that's going to be from a cold. It's going to be a cold. And it starts as just some sneezing, some coughing, and then it'll develop into your character getting hot and sweating. They'll wipe their forehead and that kind of stuff. Fishing pole, actually, really nice. Take that. I don't really want the MK, to be fair. I'm not a big fan of shooting to kill zombies because it alerts other players of your whereabouts. So yeah, obviously, just like real life, using our common knowledge, our common sense, as you can allow yourself to be sick and you don't treat it, or do something to fight it off, it will get worse over time. The symptoms will get worse, and it'll just be more, and it'll be much more difficult to cure. In order to cure it, you can take tetra, which are antibiotics, and they will directly attack the cold. But here's the thing about it: you can take it. You can take one. You can't stack them, so take one and wait for the pill icon. I'll take one just for the sake of taking one, so you can see what I mean. So I'll say I'm sick. I take a pill. A little pill icon in the bottom right, next to my HUD, next to my water bottle. There you go. That means the tetra is doing it's working. You've taken the tetra. It's in your belly. It's trying to fight off the illness. It doesn't always work. The deeper into the illness, like stage 1, stage 2, stage 3 of the cold or whatever, it'll take probably more than one pill to cure it. So make sure you're not just picking up one and then, taking the pill and leaving it. You should probably carry it around with you because it's not a 100% cure-all, right? And the thing about it is, even if it does cure it, if your vitals are still low, you're more likely for it to come back. So the thing that people get confused with is they think they take the medicine and they're in the clear. It's all over. They're not going to get sick ever again, and that's just simply not true. Not true at all. You need to make sure that if you get sick and you cure your illness with a tetracycline pill, that you continue to try and fill up your vitals, white health, white food, all the good stuff. That's the best way to prevent and treat illnesses, in my opinion. I'll take this. So the tetra will cure the illness itself, but it's not a prevention. It's not a preventer. It's not going to prevent you from getting ill again. Vitamins, however, will prevent you from getting ill because it will boost your immune system to I think it's to 100% for a temporary amount of time. So vitamins will boost your immune system. Tetra will actually attack the antibodies in your system and cure you of your illness temporarily. But the best way overall is to just keep your vitals up, all in the white. White blood, white food, white health, white temperature, all that stuff. And I don't mean 3/4. Like, this is okay for now, it's a good start, but we want everything to be full, ideally. Because when everything's full, I'm going to take this backpack because we're going to hunt this goat. When everything's full, what that means is you are like 90 to 99% effective in terms of your immunity, so you are very, very, very unlikely to get sick. Whereas if you were in 3/4, I think it's 70 to 75. I'm not sure of those numbers specifically. I've seen them somewhere, but I'm not sure if those are completely dead-on accurate. But just know that eating and drinking and filling up on food and water and keeping your temperature good in the white is what you want. Because when you're in the white, you're okay. But if you're in the light blue, you have a chance of getting ill. And then obviously your blood and your health you want as high as possible. Now, like I said, we are not necessarily in the clear in terms of our immune system right now, so we want to try and use this repeater that we got. I don't know how that one didn't die. I shot him right in the fucking stomach. But that's okay. We will take this one, and at least we have some bones now. We do have a fishing rod, so that's nice. And we found ropes. We don't need to use the guts. But we have this fishing rod. We can obviously eat the meat and the fat. Look at that. That's a lot of meat. That's good. That'll get us pretty full, I think. We can combine these, take a full stack of bones, and we can go fishing now. And if we need to leave the spawn town, we can. It's really nice. So we'll do that quick. One piece of firewood should be plenty. And then we'll just get a piece of bark. Using our hatchet, you can use the scroll wheel to cut either the firewood off, or you can get some bark. We'll also get 2 pieces of bark, one to make a hand drill kit, which I'll show you how to do, and another as just kindling. And for the hand drill kit, we'll need some sticks. Get these. Good. Perfect. Yeah, so all in all, the most important thing to keep in mind. Look at that, there's a bunch of food right there anyway. The important thing to keep in mind is just simply to keep all your vitals as high as possible. And as you saw, we just combined the short stick and the piece of bark, and we can ignite this, stick it in the fire, hold left click to ignite, or right trigger on console, and it's lit, and we'll just stick the firewood in there. Perfect. Bada bing, bada bing, bada boom. Not bad. This is a good situation. We'll make sure that our temperature is obviously high. We're sitting next to a fire. Makes sense. And also, as you see, we have bloody hands from cutting up the goat. So we don't want that. If we eat with bloody hands, we'll get sick and be throwing up all the time, and it's a big burden. As with all illness, you can fight it off with high vitals, but it's very, 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 very annoying. And I believe you need charcoal, which we do have. We do have charcoal, so if we ate with bloody hands and took some charcoal, I think we'd be okay. Or some tetra, whatever it is. But the best thing to do is just wash it. You can go to a body of water or a well, press F on it, against it. Just press it, don't hold. You don't want to drink it, especially if it's river water. And you'll wash your hands. But you can also find disinfectant spray, iodine, or alcohol tincture, anything that you can use to disinfect rags, you can also wash your hands with. So just put the item in your hands, left click, and you'll see I'm washing my hands. They'll be clean in just a second. I don't know why the blood looks like paint, but it's fine. As you'll see, I like to put everything on and just rotate. So when these two finish cooking, I just drop these down and slide these over and put the next set on. That way, what happens here is when you put the meat in the smoker, it warms them up first. So you can see they immediately get up to like 100 degrees Celsius, and then you just stick them down here, and it takes a lot less time to actually cook. So it's a lot more efficient, and you know, you could just argue, hey, why don't you just keep your food in the smoker and smoke it? It'll last longer. Yeah, it does, but one, then you lose the hydration value, and you do lose a little bit of calorie value as well. So when you bake everything, you're actually ensuring they get the most amount of calories out of your meal. So I always I always bake my food if I have the option, because it gives you the most calories, and that's what you want. Water is very easy to come by because there's wells everywhere. If you end up finding a cooking pot, you can always boil your river water over a fire too, and you know, fill up on water that way. But either way, I always bake my food if that's possible, because you get the most amount of calories and you fill up your stomach faster. Makes sense. And honestly, if we're thinking about our early game survival, you don't want the food to last as long as possible, because odds are you're probably going to eat it before the smoking thing, before the actual food. So let's say big steaks last an hour. You're probably going to eat it within that hour because of you're going to be running around, looting towns, fighting zombies, maybe need to recover from an illness, whatever it is. So it doesn't make sense to just keep a bunch of smoked meat in your bag and not eat it, because if you want to prevent yourself from getting ill and make room for other goodies that you might pick up along the way, what's the point in carrying a bag full of smoked meats? Doesn't make sense. Maybe it makes sense if in the long term you want to store some food in a stash or something. Then maybe you smoke your food, but for the most part, it's a lot more sensible early game. If you're just getting started and you want to, you know, make sure your character doesn't get sick, makes a lot more sense just to bake it and eat it as you can. I just eat and eat and eat until my stomach's completely full. You'll see a little stomach turning icon, and that'll tell you right there. There you go. That'll tell you that your stomach's full and you should stop eating, or else you're gonna throw up and you'll lose all this arrow movement that we got going on. You don't want that, because then that's just a waste of your time, your energy, your resources. So yeah, now we're pretty good. We got the heat buff. We're very warm. We're very unlikely to get sick at the moment with our vitals like this. And we found a jar of jam as well, which is really nice. So we got a fishing pole, which we'll keep probably to go fishing with. We got some extras, you know, steaks. Got some bones to make hooks. We got a hatchet still. We're doing pretty good for ourselves, if I do say so myself. I will probably end up making a burlap bag, because I do prefer the burlap bag. Because you can hear it on my back right now. It's kind of counterintuitive with the sheep, the ram running everywhere. But you can hear the backpack on my back if you really listen closely. And if you're someone like me who carries light most of the time and doesn't wear a backpack, the noise becomes very noticeable. So my preference is to make a burlap courier bag, which makes little to no noise. And I guess I can showcase that. You can hear me run around with this backpack, and in a minute here we'll actually use that rope. Because we don't need it, we have a fishing pole, right? Oh, can of spaghetti on a zombie. Always loot your zombies, because they do tend to spawn some good stuff. We found, what, this SSG mag and some 5.56 rounds off of police zombies. So, it's very nice. Very nice to get that easy loot. So I'll make this. All I do is combine a rope and a burlap sack, and you can make a courier bag. You can also take a boar pelt, just a raw boar hide, combine it with a rope, and make a fur courier bag as well. That's actually one of my favorite backpacks in the game, just because of the look. So now we got that. And there's a lot less noticeable noise. It's light, it has a little bit less in terms of slots and inventory space, but it can be upgraded actually. So if you take an empty courier bag, so if I empty all this out, and I stick, if I combine it with 3 short sticks, I can make a burlap backpack, which will, oh, there's someone around. Which will give me 42 slots, a radio, and a chem light slot. But I like the look of the courier bag, and I just like the fact that it's light and doesn't make a lot of noise. Same with the improvised bag, but I don't know. I'm someone who likes to challenge myself and carry lightly, because not only is it a good stealth tactic, but it also gives you It challenges you and pushes you to really learn what you actually need. So with less inventory space, you'll learn and adapt to pick up the items that you only need, and you will kind of force yourself not to hoard. A problem that a lot of new players have, and I'm not a new player by any means, but a problem that a lot of people have, and I have in the past, was item hoarding. So you'll just pick up every item you see because you don't know what you need, or you're indecisive, and that can kind of hurt you in the long run, because the more items you pick up and carry, the less items you have, or the less space you have to loot when you know, maybe kill someone in PvP, or it'll give you put you at a disadvantage because you're weighed down and have a lot less stamina, and you can't hold your breath to snipe someone, or run around for too long to flank, and it'll just, you know, in the end, it could just mess you up and put you at a disadvantage when really you should be trying to find ways to put yourself in an advantage. So my response to that was at first to stop carrying a backpack, and that was fun. That was a nice challenge, but it does get a little too extreme to never have a backpack ever. But a burlap courier bag is a really nice solution. It's 30 slots, gives you a little bit of extra space, but not too much to the point where you're going to be picking up every item you find. But yeah, playing Minimalist can teach you to not hoard. It helps you get over your gear fear if you're someone who's new and still has some gear fear. AKA, like, you pick up so much stuff that you're afraid to lose it all. Because you shouldn't let that alter how you play. You really shouldn't. DayZ is a game where you're going to die a lot. You're going to have to learn from your mistakes and your losses and your deaths. So, playing afraid is not going to help you get better as a DayZ survivor. In reality, it's oh, there's a person there. It's much better to just embrace the death, embrace the loss, and understand that this game is supposed to be hard. You're not going to survive every situation. Take your chances and make the most of every life. Learn from your successes and your failures. I know I kind of got sidetracked. I'm talking a lot of beginner material here. Medical stuff, hunting, fishing, some crafting. I'm kind of showing you what Brena's like too, but we looted, you know, the new medical and hunting stuff. I showed you the police station, and then there's also, if you come down here, there's some military spawns. There's a patrol shack here that spawns military and police stuff, which is pretty handy. There's military zombies, so you can get lucky with some ammo drops. Maybe we'll get lucky with some SKS rounds for this BK. And there's also these sheds that sometimes will spawn military stuff, but it's not anything crazy. And look at that press vest. We definitely want that. Even though it's badly damaged, we want that. Gives us some more slots and protects us. I'm gonna swap my coat. Not much. Some 45 or some 380 rounds we'll take. These are really boom or bust. Sometimes you'll find some good stuff, especially when you get further inland. You find some really good stuff at them. Or further south, sorry, I'm used to playing a lot of Trinars lately. You get further south, Nadborn stuff, those will spawn some decent items from time to time. But here it's most likely to be pick clean. Oh, some good boots. They're badly damaged, but we'll take them for now. In case we find a leather kit to help us out. A little military tent here. There's some military crates. Oh look, are these better condition? No, they're not. And there's a Humvee, and these Humvees now, with the new update, do spawn really good items. Depending on the server you play on. I mean, I'm pretty sure they can spawn tier 3 and tier 4 weapons. I've heard I've seen SKSs there. I've seen an M4 drop there before, which was pretty nuts. You're probably not going to find them this far north at a Humvee, but I did find them in at a broken Humvee in a military area. I found an M4, so you know, just keep that in mind. So yeah, that's pretty much all of Brena. Now the next decision that you have to make is where you want to go. If you want to go more east, Collenberg is the next town. It's like 3 kilometers away. It's a bit of a hike, so if you're not good on food, I'd recommend you don't go there yet. When this gets a bit closer, and it's pretty decent, it has a lot of industrial. If you're looking to fix up a car, that's a good place to go. There's a couple of bunkers out there, like mini bunkers, little mini machine gun bunkers that can have some military stuff that's decent, and it has a medical, a hunting cabin. There's a few decent things there. So if you want to go either way, those are some decent areas, and maybe in future guides we'll go there, but for the time being, I'm going to go across the bridge. There's a little village over here that you can loot. There's a couple houses. It's nothing crazy. But then there's also Sabaka. I believe. I'm probably butchering that, but Sabaka is like this village along the road that kind of goes up the hill. Has a hunting cabin, or a hunting store, sorry. Has a bunch of houses, another well. And this is pretty much a straight shot back down south. I don't like that this guy is following me, to be honest. I don't like when people follow me. Because I know what happens when I'm following someone. I know what I'm planning. So I'll show you pretty much through Sabaka because it takes you down south and it's a really good way to go. At this point we have a gun. We have 2 guns that we could use. We have food. We have means of getting food in the future. We have a good vest. We need to fix it up maybe. Aside from that, it's a pretty good start. Good hat. Now it's a really good start. We got a good hat. Some food. Just grab and go. Snack on the road. This guy's running around with a pipe in his hand and he's following me. It's probably gonna mean I have to do something. He's just following me straight up. We can talk to him, see what his intentions are, but odds are they're not good. Quick tip, these can spawn military items, so it's not bad to loot them. Hello? What's up, dude? If he follows me into this house, I gotta kill him. Alright. He's not though. Another BK. So yeah. We'll kind of bypass a lot of these buildings. Obviously you can loot them if you see fit. Obviously food spawns, better clothing, maybe some ammo for some guns, maybe a rifle as we saw in that house that we went into. I mean, for the sake of the video, I'm kind of skipping around. I don't always loot every building because that would just take way too much time. If you're, playing DayZ, you probably know how to loot a building. You just go inside, you look in the key areas, on beds, shelves, on the floor for some items, on chairs, anything really. Take that, it's better condition. And yeah, you find items. It's pretty self-explanatory. The zombie had elbows up, so that tells me someone aggroed it not too long ago. It wasn't aggroed on us before, so somebody probably came through here. And keep in mind, this spot right here of Sabaka, right near the top of the hill, is always crawling with a horde. There's always a pretty big group of like 8 to 10 zombies, sometimes more. So the fact that it's very thinned out and that zombie was aggroed tells me that someone was here. Maybe we just don't see the zombie bodies because they've passed. They've despawned. And you can see a backpack on the ground up there, so even more proof. There is another well here at the top of the hill. And it's not a bad spot to... Yeah, see, that guy was going to pretend to drink at the well with me and probably try to knock me upside the head, so I'm not going to give him what he wants. Let's try just to get ahead. In most cases, I would have already fought this guy, because he's following me and I know what he's up to. He's not being very slick about it. He's just kind of watching me, seeing where I go, and trying to mirror me, and he's skipping things. Hello? What's up, dude? Yeah, just be careful. There's a guy behind me that's been following me for a while, and he seems like he's trying to catch me. Like, he tried to catch me at the well. He pulled out his pipe right as I was about to drink, and I'm getting out of here.
Okay, okay. Have you looted a lot of this time?
No, I've been skipping a lot of stuff, trying to get away from him.
Okay.
This guy seems alright. But yeah, it's pretty... I think it's pretty obvious what he's trying to do. I don't know about this guy either. He has guns, so I'm skeptical. This could have been our fireplace guy, this one. He looks a little bit more geared. And if you know me, I kind of want to go back and fight this other guy for his stuff, but for the sake of the video, we'll just move on. So yeah, there's the hunting store there. There's a bunch of houses surrounding, some on the other side here. And then the best place to go from here, which we'll see in a minute, you can see right on the hillside there, there's the prison. The prison is really good for an early game ranged rifle, a Pioneer, SSG, pump shotgun spawns, police pistols, press vests. It's a really good place to go early on. So if you know, I have a badly damaged vest and some pretty shit rifles with no ammo, so this is probably my next spot that I want to go. If you just head through the field here, there's actually a nice little trail of bunkers. You can see one right here in the field. There's another one down there, another one down there, and there's a bunch that lead up kind of towards the prison. And I'm actually gonna do a video on Livonia bunker spawns, loot routes. I'm gonna work on that as well, and that could be really helpful for new Livonia players because these actually can be really good for early game military stuff. Gather some ammo, some mags, maybe some attachments. It's really, really helpful to know these locations, and I know them pretty much by heart early game. Someone's looted this one for sure with the raincoat here. Yeah, but otherwise I think that's gonna be it for this loot route. We went through Brena, Sabaka, and I showed you how to get to the prison. You just run pretty much straight up. There's gonna be a lot of zombies there, so you gotta be prepared. You can go. There's a back way you can go if you want to be sneaky, but I would say 8 times out of 10, you are probably going to aggro some zombies and get into some trouble. Maybe we'll do a next step session. I'll go to the prison. I'll loot Copa and Nadek, which is a military town just down the hill from here, from the prison. That could be pretty cool. Maybe we'll keep this life and we'll carry that on, and that'll be part 2 of episode 2. But for now, I think that's pretty much good for a beginner spawn route. Teach you how to go through Brena, show you Sabaka, and we made out pretty good. We have some okay clothing, we have rifles, we have some food, stuff to go fishing with for the future, and we got some fireworks. And of course, we're going to end it up here by launching these bad boys. You think I was just carrying these just to carry them? Hell no, we gotta have a grand finale. If you know me, let's go big or go home. So I'm gonna showcase real quick once again how to make a hand drill kit. 1 piece of bark, easy money. 1 short stick, easy money. Stick in hand, combine with the bark, scroll down once, hand drill kit. Easy. And then we'll just ignite this and we'll end this bad boy. These things can actually damage you, so make sure you back up. Just for like real life. Woo! So guys, that's it for this video. Another loot route guide, beginner guide, done in the books. And I hope you guys are enjoying Livonia. I've been really enjoying playing it myself. And if you're looking for a new PC Livonia server, please make sure to check out Cult of Livonia. It's one that I'm creatively involved with. We're trying to grow a community on there. Right now we do average a decent low pop, so it's a good place to maybe get started and learn the map and learn the game. As well as meet some really cool people and enjoy some adventures, maybe build a base, do whatever you want to do. It's vanilla. We're going to add a couple quality of life mods, but for the most part it's vanilla gameplay and just pure Livonia adventuring and survival. Also, please make sure to like this video and subscribe if you want to see more guide content, or I do live stream every day during the week. So if you're looking for that, for some more DayZ content, as well as some story-based adventure videos and such, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon to know when I go live, when I upload a video, and all that stuff. Also, make sure to join my community Discord in the description. Follow me on my socials, Twitter and TikTok. And yeah, that's going to be it for today, and I'll see you guys in part 2 of this video, which I'll probably record right after this or so. Have a good one. I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye-bye.